this, and he did this. He did this because he wanted to come and recognize our two honorees today, but also to recognize the university, and we really appreciate that. Our governor has been a steadfast supporter of higher education, and for that I'm very grateful, and I know that will continue as we move into the new session. I want to recognize the fact that we have the Speaker of the House here also, Roger Hanshaw. So we have been very blessed to have leadership out of both the House and the Senate, and for that we're grateful. So today, what we're here doing is we're here recognizing the fact that we have two world-class faculty members at our university, Maura McLaughlin and Duncan Lorimer. Maura was just nominated and will be initiated into the National Academy of Science, which is the highest honor given in science in this country. And she, by the way, is the first to receive that award as a member of our university family. So this is very special for us. And then Duncan, who happens to be British, is being initiated into the Royal Academy. Is it of London?
Royal Society of London.
Well, I nearly got it right. The Royal Society of London, which is the very same recognition as Maura in this country. So the two of them are achieving great things and being so recognized. But today we're also celebrating the fact that they together won the Shah Prize, which is an international prize that recognizes the best of astrophysics and science. And many people call it the Nobel Prize in the East. It is a remarkable achievement. And they have done all of this while they are here at this institution. They brought great recognition to the state. They brought international recognition to the university, and they brought great sense of place and purpose to our university. By the way, they have an entering freshman that is coming to the university also. So we always love tuition paying parents on top of everything else. So saying that, Governor, thank you for being here, and we appreciate the fact that you come and honor two of our very best.
That's really good. We should all applaud our great president, our speaker, but the work that these two rascals are doing right here are unbelievable. So please, let's.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is a huge honor to have you here. It's also a huge honor to have Speaker Hanshaw here. President Gee, it's always a pleasure to see you, and thank you so much for coming and introducing us, and welcome to all of your staff. And thank you for all the faculty and students who've come today to be here and share in this with us. It's really special. So, baby dog isn't here.
Well, I left her in the car right there. The reason I did is it's pretty hot.
We have some dog cookies for baby dog, labeled with our Center for Gravitational Waves and Cosmology stickers. We have a few things for you about the work that's ongoing in our department.
Very, very good.
So we just have a few remarks, just less than 10 minutes or so, no long scientific lecture or speech. We just wanted to start by thanking the university and the state for all the investments that have made our work possible over the years. We came here 18 years ago. President Gee mentioned our son. He's right there. He was a baby when we came here, and he's now going to be an entering freshman at WVU. And I can hardly believe that it has been that long. When we first came here, Earl Simi was the chair of the department. He brought us in. There was one astronomy faculty member here, Jack Littleton, but there was no astronomy research program and no graduate program in astronomy, which was very surprising given the proximity of the Green Bank telescope, which was the largest steerable radio telescope in the world, and still is. So it was a wonderful opportunity for us. The first few years were tough. We kind of had to develop all the courses and teach all the courses, but now we have 7 astronomy faculty, about 15 graduate students, postdocs, a whole bunch of undergraduates doing research. And we have joined very competitive research programs in condensed matter physics, plasma physics, and physics education research. There's a lot of amazing things going on in the department, and I hope you can take time to read. There's a newsletter in there which summarizes sort of like the past year of accomplishments. But there are so many faculty, some of them in this room, who have been honored with a number of awards and are making really great research impacts throughout the world. So I think Don's going to tell us a little bit about the story of FRBs and the Shaw Prize, and I'll just preface it by saying that one nice thing about building up a new program is we have a lot of freedom to do whatever we wanted, right? And so we could kind of undertake kind of like high risk, high reward type science, which I think is what the Fast Radio Burst search sort of epitomizes.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Maura, and thank you, Governor Justice, for coming today. It's great to be here with our friends and colleagues and students in the room as well. As Maura said, we had kind of a blank slate and freedom to do what we wanted, which was, was wonderful for us. And one of the first things we did was we engaged undergraduate students in research, undergraduate students as well, but we had an undergraduate student working on a particular project. And at the time they were looking at data from the Magellanic Clouds. The Magellanic Clouds are our nearest neighboring galaxies. They're relatively close by astronomical standards, only 160,000 light years away. They're just outside of the edge of the Milky Way. Anyway, we got excited about those because a few years before that, Maura had found a population of pulsars that she'll tell us a little bit about in a minute, in the Milky Way through a new technique that was just looking at individual radio pulses, like the kind that we can detect with Green Bank. The data that we had, though, were from the southern hemisphere, so you can't see the Magellanic Clouds from here. It's from a telescope in Australia, and so we got a copy of the data and started looking at it for these pulsars. And a few months in, the student found this amazingly bright signal. It was so bright it actually saturated the equipment. We almost sort of missed it. Anyway, we saw this signal and quickly realized that it wasn't actually coming from the Magellanic Clouds at all. It was coming from much farther away, about 3 billion light years, so halfway across the universe, a good fraction of the size of the universe. And we kind of really just stumbled upon something entirely new. We've been studying pulsars for many years, and now we've kind of just been in our own galaxy. But now we were suddenly out into the universe, and it was just an amazing time, and we've been part of this community now where there's hundreds of people around the world, many of our colleagues in this department and students, but also colleagues around the world that are participating in this research. The great promise is we don't know what fast radio bursts are yet, but we think that they are coming from neutron stars from across the universe. But even if we don't fully understand what they will be, we can use them to map out the distribution of mass across the universe, and that has a much broader significance than just the astronomers themselves. It really gets to fundamental physics. And that was the recognition that we got for the Shaw Prize. But we were just so overwhelmed to get that last year. And it was just a wonderful surprise, and we're just so grateful for the support.
Yeah, so we would like to show a short clip on the dome. Before we do that, though, not quite yet. Sorry, I'm just going to give like a couple minute. Less than a couple minutes, a short science intro to what you'll see on the dome. So most of my time since I've been here at WVU has been actually spent studying something, kind of related to fast radio bursts, but different. I'm co-director of a physics frontier center called NanoGrav, which stands for the North American Nanohertz Observatory for Gravitational Waves. And what we are doing is we are using compact remnants of superspace. We're observing a network of these with the Green Bank telescope and other telescopes, and we're looking for very tiny deviations in the arrival times of the pulses from these cosmic clocks due to gravitational waves that are stretching and squeezing space-time. And I know this sounds crazy, right? Like very, very esoteric science. But we had a very exciting result just about a year ago, actually. It was June 29th of last year when we announced the discovery of these low-frequency gravitational waves. So basically what we saw with our telescopes is that space-time is not static. This space that we're sitting in right now is rippling with these low-frequency waves. So the distances between us are changing all the time because these gravitational waves are passing through space. So we're basically like in a sea of these invisible gravitational waves that Einstein predicted. Anyways, this is really exciting. The discovery is just the first step though. So what we're trying to do now with the work of this Physics Frontier Center is figure out where the waves are coming from. And we think they're coming from very massive black holes, like billions of times the mass of the sun, orbiting each other in very distant galaxies, right? So we're going to learn a lot about how our universe was formed, how galaxies have come together through cosmic time. So we have a lot of funding for this Physics Frontier Center. By the way, there's only 10 of these in the country. Ours is composed of about 20 institutions throughout the United States. And last year, we asked for a supplement from our Physics Frontier Center because we wanted to make a planetarium show about the work of the international collaboration that is undertaking this experiment. And so Susie is going to play the trailer for this planetarium show.
Around the world, powerful radio telescopes are pointed at extraordinary objects scattered throughout our galaxy. An international team of astronomers are sharing their resources and have set their sights on creating the most sensitive detector of low-frequency gravitational waves using pulsars.
They're essentially like these zombie stars that are formed when stars bigger than our sun go supernova at the end of their lifetime.
Super dense, super highly magnetized objects that spin incredibly fast, many hundreds of times a second.
They are incredibly stable rotators, beams of radiation that are coming out of each magnetic pole, and as those beams pass into our field of view, when we're, say, pointing a telescope at it, we see a pulse.
Pulsars have been studied extensively since their discovery over 60 years ago. With their extreme and unique properties, pulsars are being used to probe ripples in the fabric of space-time. Learn more in Cosmic Clocks, a film from the West Virginia University Planetarium, out this fall.
And just a short aside, both of the female students that you saw in that video, Olivia Young and Lulu Agazi, they're both from West Virginia. They both did their undergraduate studies here, and they are both on their way to PhDs in astrophysics as we speak.
So I guess I'll just wrap things up from our side. Now that you've learned a little bit about pulsars and neutron stars, when we were getting the Shaw Prize last November, and I was sitting on the podium, and I looked at the medal that we have here. We've got these amazing gold medals, and I was thinking, wow, the gold that this is made from was produced in the supernova explosions of the objects that we're studying. And it suddenly had this big connection from things very far away to something right in our hands. So it was amazing moments, but none of it really would be possible without the support of the tax dollars that here, us as citizens in West Virginia, but across the US, pay to our state and federal agencies. Literally all of the funded research that goes on, not only in this department, but around the university, depends upon that. And we're just so grateful for all of that continued support. So every opportunity I get to thank the taxpayers is a big one for me. So thank you everyone for everything, to all of you for the support.
I'm going to keep this. Mitch, maybe don't mean that. No, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone. Well, let me just say just a few words, okay? And I'll be very short and quick. the work you do, all of it, the influence that you have on the students that are here, the influence you have on your colleagues, the work that you do absolutely is the reason we have higher ed, the reason we have universities, the reason we challenge each other in this world every day. It's what we do and everything. And in all honesty, your intelligence is off the chart of anything that I could ever even get remotely close to. But with all that being said, thank God for you in every way, because what you do is you bring us closer and closer and closer to solutions and answers that will propel us beyond belief. That's what you do. I mean, it is amazing. And so from the standpoint of our great president, our great speaker, the governor, who's just an ordinary guy that loves our state and absolutely believes in our state and believes in our people, you know, with all that being said, just think, the guy that's sitting here is your governor right now. His grandparents never had indoor plumbing. You know, and in all honesty, what do? We work, we challenge, we absolutely continue to solve and come up with answers, and absolutely then it provides opportunity. So I mean it when I tell you that you should be very, very proud. The governor has the opportunity to do just this, and that is to give away the highest honor that I can possibly give away. And so for Maura and for Duncan, I have them right here. But I'm giving you guys the Distinguished West Virginian Award. And with all that being said, this award, and I'm going to go with Maura first, that's for sure. But this award basically is just saying exactly that. But the thing that you don't know is this. I've probably now given away close to 20 of these in almost 8 years now. I don't give these away like candy. That's all there is to it. I give these to very, very, very special accomplishments and very special people. So from my standpoint, it's the highest honor that I can possibly give you. And absolutely what I am really telling you, for your son, for everybody that's here, I am telling you, thank you. Thank you for absolutely making us better in every way. So, Maura, that's yours. Bless you, bless you.
So I think everyone is going to want to get pictures here, but Governor, thank you very much. And I know...
Well, I want to get a picture with you because of this bow tie and this unbelievable sport cap. Listen, I love this man beyond good sense. And I am telling you, honest to goodness, we will miss him like you can't imagine and everything. He literally loves this incredible university and loves all of you. He really does.
Thank you, my friend. So let's all recognize that this is a very unusual recognition. As you said, you give it out very infrequently, and it's only to those who have made a difference. They have devoted themselves to astronomy and astrophysics, but they also have devoted themselves to West Virginia. And I think that is what is incredibly important. So thank you for being here, everyone. Thank you for being here. And Maura, come on up here. You and Duncan, let's get some pictures taken. Come on, Mr. Speaker.
That's great.
I'm so proud.
So thank you everyone for coming. We're grateful to have you here.